It's always something wrong, yo. It's like it's always something. Yo, this is gonna be my life story. I didn't even want to be feeling like this, giving this, like, just making this video, but what can I do? So yeah, this is gonna be a video. Yeah, it's good. So it started with, I'm not, earlier I said, like in the other one, I said, I'm doing it because, like, it's some shit that's crazy, like, all of that. And I was saying, like, it could be a movie made about this. Like, and I was talking about, like, the movie Breakthrough, how that kid, he was underwater, and how they made a movie about his life. I know that it's not gonna be that. I'm not gonna say I don't want it, because I don't want it, but it would be fun. That would be cool. And now the wind is blowing, and it was just mad hot. It was just mad sunny and hot. Now it's cold. Alright, look. So yeah, I'm just giving it. Like, I'm just saying this, like, really, because I feel like I need to, but really, I don't know how it could help somebody. I don't know, but I'm just gonna do it. I feel the need to. So how it started is my mom and dad, right? Obviously. So they met. They did their thing. Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know. It don't matter. But they did their thing. They had a kid. The first kid comes out perfect, healthy baby, like normal, regular. He's normal. And then they have enough. Mind you, it's like, I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, they had a kid. The first kid, normal, perfect. Everybody was happy. And then and then they had a second kid, right? Like what? Some years later, they had a second kid. The second kid, he's healthy, normal, regular, all that, but he has the sickle cell trait. Like, y'all know, you should know how to work. You should know how it works. If you don't, look it up. That second kid came out with the sickle cell trait, but it's like, okay, that's understandable, because my mom has it, right? Yeah, and then so third time, because they had another kid. Third time, the baby comes out with sickle cell disease, and I'm that baby. I'm the one that came out with the sickle cell disease. And then, like, when they found, cause when I came home from the hospital, they didn't know. They was like, I'm a regular baby. But then a few days later, I'm going off from what my mom told me, what I remember. Like, a few days later, they called my mom and told her that I have sickle cell. So that she had to, like, she had to bring me in and do something. A few days later, they found out I have sickle cell. And it's just crazy to me, because first of all, and then look, and then when they found out, my mom was questioning my dad, like, yo, how come you didn't tell me you have the sickle cell trait? Because this is the third baby they on. So obviously they had to have, like, discussions about, like, what their family history, like everybody should do. And apparently, like, they had the discussion, and my dad told my mom they clean, they don't got no disease, nothing in their family. My mom told my dad that, yeah, we have sickle cell in our family. I have the trait. This is what my mom saying to my dad. She said, I have the trait. But he's saying it's fine, because my family don't have that. We good. I come and they find out that my dad do have the trait, and no one in the family, no one on my dad's family like was gonna tell my mom to like avoid a child being born with sickle cell. So it was, yeah. So I come out after the first kid was completely missed. It was completely like unaffected by both parents having sickle cell traits. The first kid was unaffected at all, like unaffected. The second kid came out with the trait from two people with the trait. The second kid came out with the trait. The third one comes out with the disease. Cause they both have the trait, so that's understandable. But then after the third one, they have another kid, and that kid, he comes out normal. He's perfect. No trait, no disease, nothing. He's perfect, perfectly healthy. That's why like. That's the crazy part to me. Like I always thought about that as a kid, like knowing that I have sickle cell and knowing that I've been in pain, like undescribable, like there's no words to like this undescribable, like I don't know, but this pain that's like beyond anything you can imagine or anything you think is pain. That type of pain. So feeling that like for like all my childhood, having that type of pain like so frequently, like at least once a month, I'm saying like, how does that happen? How does it like skip the first two kids, come to me, and then skip the next one after me? So yeah, as a kid, like growing up, I was considered like the weak one, the small one. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't really small compared to my brothers and them. It was based off age. So the oldest one was the biggest one. Then going under him, he was the second biggest. Then I was the third biggest. But I was always skinny. I was skinny. I'm not skinny now, but when I was a kid, I was skinny. And then the fourth kid, he was smaller than me because he's younger than me. But then, as we got older, the younger one, I'm gonna get to that later. But yeah, the younger one, he got bigger than me. He got bigger than me. And then, so yeah, as a kid, like growing up in, it was all four of those kids are boys. They're all boys. So growing up, I was seen as the weak one. Like whenever somebody needed somebody to do something in the house, they wouldn't call me because, yeah, I'm like seen as the weak one, the one who has sickle cell. So they would. So it was like that. Like I felt like, I don't know what words to use. Like I guess like underestimated or whatever. I don't know. I don't feel like that's the right word. Like just feeling like less than. Because I had sickle cell, and I know sickle cell is not the worst disease in the world, but I know it's not. I don't know, but I know it's I don't know. Yeah, I felt less than because I had sickle cell, because like they treated me that way. It was like that for me because I had sickle cell, because of how my body was, how it worked, how they were stronger than me because I was born like this with this disease, right? So then. They call it a pain crisis, whatever. It's like when the sickle cells, like, they doing their thing, and they're causing your body to, like, feel pain that's, like, I want to say unimaginable, but that don't really make sense. So it's causing your body to feel pain that's, like, extreme. What can it be compared to? I feel like they say, like, usually they'll compare like pain to giving birth, like, cause that's like very painful, right? But I feel like a sickle cell pain crisis is way more painful than that, way more painful than giving birth. and there's like nothing you can do about it. That's the crazy thing. Like, I ain't gonna lie, there is something, but it's like it's gonna take a while. You're gonna have to feel that pain for a long time for it to go away. Because usually, like with that, when I would feel this pain in the house, my mom would just give me medicine and like pain medicine, and it would like help a little bit, but then it would come back, and then eventually I'll have to go to the hospital, and they would like do their thing, they would give me pain medicine through the needle, through the IV, and then that medicine would help. It would take the pain away like completely, but it was still temporary. The pain would come back. So from my childhood, the only thing I remember like that this disease like did is made me feel that pain, and like physical pain. Y'all know how it is, like sickle cell crisis, switch it up. And yeah, but other than that, I lived a normal childhood. But then I don't even remember like what exactly it was. I had to go in for surgery at like 4 or 5 years old. I had to go in for surgery for something. Hold on. Yeah, that scar I have. Look, my knuckle is literally deformed. It's not normal. My knuckle is like this because of that little scar. I don't know if I could show. I can't really. Hold on. See how the whole knuckle's gone, and this scar. I don't even know what happened. My mom told me they had to do surgery. Yeah. She told me they had to do surgery for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, that happened, and that was really the only thing only crazy thing besides the pain. But then look, I turned 12 years old. You're still a baby, a kid. Like, you're still looked at as a child, a kid. So I turned 12, right? And it was my birthday. And then my mom was like, for whatever reason, I don't remember, for whatever reason, I'm 20 right now. It's May right now. I'm 20 and I turned 21 in September. So yeah, it was my birthday, like 2017 or whatever. I turned 12, and my mom was like, "Do you want to celebrate your birthday this week, or like, do you want to celebrate your birthday this week, or you want to wait until next week?" Because my birthday was on like a weekend, I guess. And for some reason, she was like, she asked me if I wanted to celebrate it, like have a party, like in my house and all that. If I wanted to do it this coming week, or wait till next week. And I chose wait till, I don't remember. No, I do remember why, but I'm not gonna say it. It's nothing crazy though. So I said next week, and I don't even remember like celebrating. I don't think we did, but I don't know if it's because I had a brain aneurysm, like a stroke. I had that at 12 years old. So I don't know if I had the stroke like before the next week could come, or like if the next week just came and gone and not happened. But I don't remember celebrating that birthday. But yeah, I had a brain aneurysm, a stroke. But look, it didn't happen like at my house. If it did, I probably wouldn't be here. But look, I was in pain again, like a pain crisis. This is something normal with me. My family, they all know about it. Everybody that lives with me, they know about it. It's normal because I would feel this pain. I would have these pain crises. Like I would say like once, twice a month, and that's like too often. It probably was more, but it was frequent. So I was in pain, right, and it was bad. And this time, it's usually like always in my back, my lower back. The pain is always like there, like in my lower back, and then my ribs. That's where it hurt. Nah. Before it wasn't really in my ribs, but it was in my lower back. That's like 99% of the time. I think it was that every time except for like twice. But yeah, this time it wasn't in my back. It was in my knees for whatever reason. All the pain was in my knees, and I was upstairs on my grandma's bed. I was laying down on her bed, and my mom was downstairs in her room. And I asked my grandmother, like, can you, like, I was saying, like, can you help me or something? Can you rub my legs for me? And yeah, she was like rubbing it for me, and she was giving me like a hot pack or something. I don't even remember. She was doing something for me, but it wasn't really helping. It was helping, but it wasn't really helping. So then it was getting like too bad. I couldn't take it no more. So then I told my grandma to tell my mom, to ask my mom, can she take me to the hospital? Because normally when I have these pain crises, it's something that I'm used to, something that I feel all the time, this type of pain. But normally when it's like that, I don't want to go to the hospital because like they always give me a needle, and I didn't like being in the hospital as a kid. I really like hated it as a kid. So normally when I had this pain, my mom asked me, do I want to go to the hospital? I would say no. And then she would say, all right then, stop crying. And she would say, all right then, just give me medicine, right? And then I would have to like just feel the pain until the medicine, because it was gonna go away, like the pain's gonna go away. But it would take like days, like a week probably, or longer than a week. And it was bad. It was like so bad. If you have sickle cell, you know how it is if you still get those pains. But yeah, so I never asked. It was a few times my mom took me because I was suffering and she didn't know what to do, so she just took me. But then like when I did go to the hospital a lot because of pain. But when she asked me, do I want to go because of the pain, I would say no because I hated the hospital. But this time it was like so bad, and I'm not gonna say it was so bad like the other times was not as bad. Like this time was worse than all the other times, but it was bad. And I was saying that I want to go to the hospital this time, and that's something that I never say. So I told my grandma, can you call my mom and tell her, I asked her, can she take me to the hospital? So she did. She called my mom. My mom called my grandma. Well, they was on the phone, and she was like, are you sure you want to go to the hospital? And I was like, yeah. So then my uncle came, he picked me up, put me on his back, and brought me downstairs, because I had to go down 2 flights of stairs to get, I had to go down 2 flights of stairs to get to my mom, but 1 flight to get out the house. And so my uncle came and brought me, my mom was like, okay, I'm gonna get dressed, I'm gonna take you. And when she got dressed, my uncle came and got me, put me on his back, he took me downstairs, put me in the car, and she took me to the hospital, right? When we got there, they did their thing. They gave me the medicine, the pain medicine through the IV, and that helped. So I was feeling good, and I went to sleep. I told my mom I'm going to sleep, and she said okay. And then when I said I went to sleep, I guess that was it. She said that's when it happened. Like, it happened in my sleep. But we was already in the hospital. That's when I had the stroke. That's when I had the brain aneurysm. She said I was making some noises. I don't want to make those noises because it's like weird. And yeah, it's like a crazy noise though. Like, it's crazy. She said I was making noises, and then she said there was a bubble on my head. And then she was like, obviously that ain't normal. So she ran and got the nurses. I don't even think they wasted any time. I think they already knew what was happening. So I don't remember exactly how she was telling me, but she said she seen a bubble on my head. I was making noises, so she called nurses. They came, and I guess what happened after that is they took me in the surgery room and they did surgery. See that little scar? I didn't get a shape up in a minute, so you can't really see it, but you can see it a little bit right there. And there's a longer one. And I don't think y'all gonna be able to see it because of my hair. That's one of the reasons I started to grow my hair, because of the scar. It made me feel so ugly. Like yeah, that's the only thing I could say. It made me feel ugly. Like it made me feel like it made me like, I would say like made me stand out. Like made people want to look at me when I go in public. Like just stare at me. Like, look, he got a scar on his head. That ain't normal. Like that type of shit. That's one of the reasons I started. That's the main reason. That's the reason I started to grow my hair, hoping that my hair will cover it. I'm gonna try to show it, but I don't think y'all gonna be able to see it. Yo, I don't. Alright, look. Nah, hold on. Yeah, I don't think y'all gonna be able to see it, but I'm gonna show it later on. The scar is mad long. It's like, hold on. It's like I don't know if I'm putting the camera on like what I want to show, but look, it's like from here to here. It's like the top of my head, like on this side, over here, right here, to like my ear. And it's like, it made me feel weird, like nasty, like ew, like yeah. I don't know what words to use. But yeah, they did the surgery they did it right there. I was 12 years old when all of this happened. So they did the surgery. They had to cut my hair, and they didn't even shave my whole head. They only cut the places where they need to do the surgery at. So they did it here. This was the main thing. This is what my mom told me. She told me all of this after I got out. After I got out the hospital, because I was in the hospital for like 3 months. Yeah, I would say 3 months. So it probably wasn't that long. Yeah, I think it probably wasn't that long, because this happened like around my birthday, September, and I got out in December, so it probably was 3 months. But it was the whole process. It wasn't just me being in the hospital. So yeah, they did the main surgery. That was them, like, because when they said it was a brain aneurysm, that means a blood vessel like exploded in my head, right? That literally means part of my brain is like no longer there, right? That's what that means, right? So they use like tools to like clean up the blood and do whatever they do. And then they had to make a second scar in my head. And so something I used to think about all the time was, how did they literally cut open my skull and go to my brain? That's what I used to be scared of. Like when I got out the hospital, I was thinking about it. Like, did they cut my skull open? I think they did, but ain't that the only way to do it? So yeah, I think they did. And I was like scared, like how could that be? How could they cut open my skull? I was thinking, like, what if somebody hits me in the head and it just like breaks? That's what I was thinking, like a while after I got out the hospital. But yeah, they did this one over here, another surgery. It was the same day, I think. Probably wasn't. They put a camera in this right here. Here. They put a camera in to like monitor, I guess, to see. And I don't know how that works, but that's what they did. That's what my mom told me. And so yeah, after that, like I was just like out of it. I was just like gone. I was literally brain dead. I was just sitting in the hospital. The only reason why they didn't like start planning a funeral and everything is because like I guess like I don't know. I guess like I had a heartbeat. I was still breathing. I had a heartbeat. I had a pulse, but there was no activity for me. Like I wasn't up. And I think I was like that for a week. And my mom, she sat in the hospital with me. I don't know if it was for a week, but it was a while. I don't know how long. I could ask her and like find out. And it's the reason why I was saying like the reason why I thought of making a movie out of this is because I have like she has pictures of me how I looked when I was like going through this. She has pictures of me and I looked like, I would say terrible, but yeah, anyway. So after I was just sitting in the hospital like that for however long, my mom was sitting there with me. She had to like tell my brothers. Now, I don't even know if my brother was driving at the time, but she told my aunt to like bring her clothes and stuff to the hospital so she could take a shower and do whatever at the hospital. So she stayed with me in the hospital until I like woke up, until I like, I would say like gained consciousness, until I was up. And then the only thing, I don't remember anything. Like I remember saying, "Mom, I'm going to sleep." I remember saying that. And I remember the room was dark when I said that. I remember laying in the hospital bed when I said that to her. But then, like, after that, it was just, like, nothing. Yeah, nothing. I don't remember. But the crazy thing is, right before I woke up, it was like I had a dream. And this is going to be crazy because it's like, if you don't know about it, if you don't know, then you don't know. And it's going to sound crazy to you. But yeah, it was like nothing. It was like I'm sleeping. The doctors and them, they were saying I'm brain dead. They was literally telling my mom to like, I guess like tell my family to come up here to say goodbyes because I'm brain dead. There's no activity for me, even though I'm breathing. So they was telling my mom to tell. After the surgery, the doctor, my mom made him sound not. I ain't gonna say she made him sound cool because he was cool. Like he literally saved my life. Well, not really him. He didn't really saved my life because this is part of the bigger plan. Yeah, this is all part of the plan. But yeah, I was like really grateful for him, and I was like saying I wish I could meet him and see him and thank him for that what he did, like doing the surgery on me. Anyway, yeah, my mom was like, after the surgery, the surgeon was like, we did all we can do. I did all I can do. He said something like that. Now we're gonna leave it to God. That's what the doctor said to my mom, the surgeon. And she was like grateful for that too, because like she believed in God and all that. So and he was like, I guess it's like giving her hope, like we did everything we do, now it's up to God. And she had faith in God, Jesus, but still it's God, right? So then when I woke up, I know it was more than a day. I feel like it was a week. It probably was more than a week, yo. That I was just sitting in the hospital, just dead, brain dead. I was sitting there for that amount of time, and I didn't like, it was nothing, like I'm sleeping for that long. But then, like towards the end, when I woke up, it was like I had a dream, and the dream started me at the park, me at a water park with my aunt. And it's crazy because I was in the dream, like as soon as the dream started, I was feeling that pain, like the sickle cell pain crisis pain. I was feeling that. And yeah, I was feeling that. And I was with my aunt, one of my aunts that lives in another state, but she used to come visit us. So I still knew her. Not really, but I knew her and we had a good relationship. Like whenever I see her, we be good. Like, it's that type of relationship. Just a family member that lived far. A family member that lived far. We still had love for each other and all that. But I didn't really know her, right? Because I'm like a kid and she's however old she was. anyway, I was with her. I'm saying it's weird that it was her because I barely see her. I see her like once a year or twice a year, and not even every year. Just yeah, like that. So that I was with her, and then we was going down a water slide. That was it. That was the dream. We was going down the water slide, and I don't like. I guess on the way. No, I didn't even. No, the dream. I don't remember going up no stairs or nothing to get to the water slide. It was. I started with me. It was me and her in the water slide, and she was saying something to me. We was talking whatever. And she was like, I guess she was like, I think she was like, I got you, I'm here, whatever, I'm here with you. Because I was like scared, I didn't want to go down. And then, so, I don't remember if she went first or I went first, but when I went down with her, I know we went together. When I went down with her, it's like, when I went down, it was water at the underside. You know how there's like a little pool of water in the water slide? While the water's going down in the tube, the water's flowing in the tube, and then there's a little pool of water at the bottom of the slide, like where everybody gets out the slide at. Yeah, as soon as I hit that water, as soon as I got out the slide, as soon as the slide was done, as soon as the slide was done, all the pain went away, like instantly. As soon as I hit that water, the pain went away. I don't think I ever told my family and them this dream. Yeah, I never told them this. But yeah, that's what it was. And then right after that dream, right after I hit the water and the pain went away, that's when I woke up in the hospital bed. And I was like, it was I wasn't thinking about this at the time, obviously. But like after I got out the hospital, I was thinking like that's like, and I remember how I felt. I remember like my reaction, and I was saying that's some movie shit, like waking up in the hospital. And I literally looked both ways, and I said, "Where am I?" And I seen a nurse because the nurses was there when I woke up, and I was like, and I was scared. I was like, "Who are you? Where am I?" That's literally what I was saying. Who are you? Where am I? And then, yeah, the nurses was like trying to calm me down, make me like calm. And then my mom was sitting next to me. So I looked at her and I seen her, and then I was like, then I calmed down and I was relieved when I seen her. And then she explained to me that I was in the hospital because I had a stroke. And she was like, "You remember you said your legs hurting?" And then we went to the hospital. Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, this is the time, this is it." And then she told me, I don't think she told me you had a stroke. Yeah, she just told me, yeah, we're in the hospital because of that, because your legs hurting. So I don't think she told me I had a stroke at that time. Maybe she did, I don't know. But then I was like, oh yeah, I remember, I know what you're talking about. So I was in the hospital. I was in the hospital for however long, weeks, I would say weeks. And then yeah, I was just like building my strength and all that, being able to get out of the bed and yeah, move around, walk. But that took a minute because it was so painful for me to just stand up and sit in a chair, like in a wheelchair, and go to another room. That was so painful for me. If you ever been through anything like that, you know how it is. Like, I don't think that's not even normal. It's not common, but it hurts. Anyway, yeah, it was, and then the whole time I was there, they put a tube down my nose, a tube to feed me. Because I was alive, but I couldn't do nothing. So they put the tube down my nose, go into my stomach to feed me. And what they was feeding me was Pediasure or Ensure. And that's basically like, you know what it is, to make you gain weight. It's basically that. They was feeding me that. So weeks of that going in me, weeks. And while that was in, and then after I woke up, they told me I had to drink like a crazy amount for them to take it out. Cause I was like, I want this out. I was getting tight because of that. I was like crying about it, saying I want this out. And they told me, all right, we got you, but you just gotta drink like, it was a crazy amount. I think they said like 8 a day. I think they said like 8 in the afternoon, and then another 8 later on. It was something crazy. I don't remember exactly, but I actually did it because I wanted it out that bad. And then, yeah, when they decided to take it out. Yeah, and then when they were taking it out, they didn't even do it right. They pulled it out. Yeah, I don't know if they did it right, because that's the only way to get it out is by pulling it out. But I threw out. I don't gotta get into details about that, but another crazy thing that my aunt told me is that when the doctors and nurses was in the room talking about me, like saying what they should do for me next, they asked each other a question, like, who think we should do this? And my aunt said, when they said that, I raised my hand. And then they was like, I bet we should do it then. That's another crazy thing. It's a lot, yo. It's a lot. Because after that hospital, I went to a rehab to like learn how to walk and all of that, and like they had me reading. It was occupational therapy and physical therapy that I had to do in the rehab, and I was in that rehab for like a month. It was still painful for me to stand up, because this whole time I was going from like, I didn't get up and go nowhere. They picked me up out the bed, put me in another bed to take me in the ambulance to take me to another hospital. I ain't get up at all. I remember getting up one time in the first hospital I was in to go to like another room to like watch TV or something or play with other kids. I remember that. But other than that, I was in the bed the whole time. So my legs was like weak and it would hurt when I use it. And then in the rehab, that was it was a rehab, but it was like a hospital. They had hospital beds and everything. And that's when all my family was, that's when I was aware of my family coming to see me. Like, and they would stay with me for like an hour. Everybody in the family would stay with me for like a day. And then my mom would come back. Like, yeah, she was the main one there. So like, she would let them visit. She would go home, because she still had other kids. So she would go home, take care of the rest of the kids, to do whatever for them. And it's not just them in the house. My aunt and my 2 aunts live with them, so they was good over there. So my mom would go home, she would like just relax while other people come visit me, but then she would come back. So yeah, they had people from my church come to visit me. Most of the people I don't remember. Most of the people from my church, I don't remember them. I don't remember seeing them, but they said they came and visit me. My dad and my aunts, yeah, they all came. My grandma came. My grandma on my dad's side came, not the grandma on my mom's side, because the grandma on my mom's side was the one that I was speaking to, and I told her to tell my mom to take me to the hospital. Yeah, so just being in that rehab for like a month, they had me doing like, it's a movie that I'm trying to think of. It's like, I'm thinking of Hank from Breaking Bad, when he was like, when he got shot, he was and then he has to go to rehab. And they had him in that machine, like trying to learn how to walk again. I think that's the same exact machine that they had me on. But then after that, I came home from all of that. I was home, finally, right? But that's how I felt, finally. But then, like, it was like, and then it wasn't like, starting not to get used to living like that. But of course, it was temporary, because I knew I wasn't gonna live like that forever. So they gave me the walker things, like, you know, the thing old people use to walk. I think it's called the walker. Thing you have to push, and it has like 4 legs. They gave me that and a wheelchair to go home with. They said that's how you get around in the house. You use the walker to get to your wheelchair. Well, they said the walker's in the house, the wheelchair for outside. I never used the wheelchair outside. So it was and I barely used the walker. At first I was using it like a lot. But then that was the first few days, and then after the first few days, I stopped using it, and I was walking around without it. And my mom, she was like, "You gotta use it. You gotta use it before you fall." And I'm really going into details in this, and I don't feel like I have to. I really don't feel like I have to, but it's too late. I'm not gonna delete this. It's too late. And I kind of wish I ain't going into details like I did, but yeah. So then it was just not being normal, because everybody was going to school and living normal lives, going to the park, playing, doing everything normal, while I was there living like that. Another thing is I wasn't able to go to school. I was being homeschooled for I came home in December, so I was being homeschooled for the remainder of that school year. Maybe not. But I was being homeschooled for a while. Yeah. And the nigga would come to my house. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he was cool too. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that, but yeah, I was being homeschooled, and then when I went back to school, finally, and I was actually excited to go back to school, because I was tired of being homeschooled, tired of being home all the time. And no, look, and I wasn't just home all the time. I started going to church too, and that was the most embarrassing thing I experienced in life up until that moment. Because when I went to church, everybody was so excited to see me, or acting like it. Yeah. And then, I was in a wheelchair. When I went there, I was literally in my wheelchair. In the wheelchair. So then, and it was so embarrassing, because my mom, she was taking pictures of me the whole time I was in the hospital. Throughout the whole thing, she was taking pictures of me. The part where they were saying I was brain dead, she was taking pictures. When I got out the surgery, and there was patches in my head, they cut right here, so I was bald right here. I had hair on this side, and I was bald on this side, so my hair was messed up and ugly because of that. Yeah, I'm probably late for work. Shit, oh my god. Alright, but I'm finished it. So yeah, that was embarrassing, because they was putting my pictures up on the big screen in the church, so everybody could see it, and I was embarrassed, of course. And they made a video out of it too. They made a video, because they did my mom did record a video of me walking for the first time in however long. So yeah, they put it on the big screen, everybody seen it. I was embarrassed, and then they put me in the front of the church, in front of everybody, and the pastor told all the young people to come up and shake my hand. So that was embarrassing too. But I felt yeah, all right, yeah, thank you, yeah, showing y'all care about me. I felt like that. All right, thank you. So then after that, I started healing, getting better, stronger, all of that. So then, I really gotta. Yeah. So then, I started getting better, just improving every way. And then the whole time I still this is the crazy part. I was still believing in Jesus. I was thinking God. I literally would pray to Jesus every night. For some reason, I was afraid of dying in my sleep. I pray to Jesus every night. I pray for my whole family every night. I swear to me, I do that every night. And before this all happened, I never was praying every night. I was praying, but it was every night. And then after this, I was praying every night for my entire family. I was saying I was saying, please wake me up tomorrow and wake my family up too. Don't just wake them up and not wake me up. Don't just wake me up and not wake them up. That's what I was saying. And I'm not embarrassed about nothing now, because what do I care about? But yeah, I was saying that every night. I was like dead scared to die in my sleep for whatever reason. And when I came home from the hospital, before I was sleeping downstairs. I had my bed. My bed was downstairs. But then when I came home, they had to literally take my bed apart and move it upstairs. And I was living upstairs with my grandma. For that time, I was living upstairs with my grandma. While my mom was downstairs, so I would only see my mom when she come upstairs, right? So then I got better, and I got normal to like this. I'm like this. But then like it was months. I think it was like, I would say like a year, almost a year. I was still believing in Jesus, thinking Jesus, like it would be like personal to me. I was just like so grateful that you did this for me, Jesus. Thank you. I was like heavy on that. But then like I would say like the next year, like I would say that summer, I found like I think it started with Soul Illuminati. I found him because I've been watching Soul Illuminati. Yeah, I've been watching Soul Illuminati. I started watching Soul Illuminati, but then he switched to Spiritual Soul. He made another channel called Spiritual Soul, and he was on that type of spiritual shit. And then I found it was him, and then I found Ralph Smart. He was on that too. So they like kind of like open, and I was just saying like he's right about everything. It's just that he gotta include Jesus in it. I was saying he's right about that, but wrong about this, because he's not mentioning Jesus. I was that type of person. But all Christians is like that. All Christians is like that. I was like that, and then I would say I wouldn't say I found out who I am from him. I would say that watching Spiritual Soul and Ralph Smart, that opened me up to this. Like, even like considering it just made it like possible for me to accept something else other than Jesus. But of course I was still on Jesus. And then I found Rashad Jamal, like literally I would say my hero, but yeah, he literally is. He is. Because he made me aware of who I am and all of that. But he's doing it for everybody, so it's not, I get that. So then, like I did everything. I did like they call it shadow work. I did all of that, I swear to me. I did all of that, like I was being alone, just meditating, I did all of that. And now I became like what y'all call a spiritual person. But this is all I was still going to church every Sunday. I was still like, and then I started looking at them in church differently, like what type of time are they on? Like that, because I knew the truth while still going to that church where they only feeding you they only feeding you the Bible and their opinions that's based around the Bible. So then yeah, it's just that, and then I evolved like spiritually, like becoming more aware and all of that, and then now I'm here. So I think that's it. That's my life. Yeah, I gotta go, yo. I'm trying to think of anything else I gotta say. I don't think it's anything else, and it's crazy how I'm doing this. Like it's like insane. I'm really gonna post this video. 49 minutes, it's about to be 50. I'm out. I gotta go. Yeah, that's it.